In the darkness of World War II, there was a glimmer of hope in the treacherous and desperate Krakow Ghetto. This hope was a young pharmacist named Tadeusz Pankiewicz, who used small acts of kindness, courage, and defiance to protect Jews from the Nazi rule. The pharmacy was primarily led by Tadeusz Pankiewicz alongside a few associates: Irina Drostikovacs, Helena Kierwanik, and Aurelia Ksort. Tadeusz and his associates helped the Jews in countless ways, some big and some small. Prisoners were treated poorly by Nazi soldiers in the ghetto, so the pharmacy gave the Jews a sense of safety. In the pharmacy, medicine, food, and information was smuggled to the Jews. The pharmacy was located in the heart of the ghetto, underground, so that it wasn't exposed to the public.
The ghettos were not the final stage of Nazi policy. Rather, they served as an intermediate stage where Jews were held prisoners, segregated, controlled, and starved before final deportation. In addition to inhumane treatment from Nazi soldiers, mass amounts of Jews were killed. Many Jews were rounded up into confined spaces and killed in large amounts. Of the 60,000 Jews from Krakow, only 2,000 survived. A survivor of the ghetto directly said in an interview, "I was an animal to them, a pack mule, but beasts were never treated so poorly. I was a Jew. We were lower than animals. They could kill as many of us as they wanted, and there would always be another trainload of us to take our place," showing how brutally the Jews were treated by the Nazis and how the lack of remorse by the Nazi soldiers had dehumanized the Jews.
Although the pharmacy was used in many ways, the main purpose the pharmacy served was to help save Jews by sparing them from deportation to forced labor camps and extermination camps, and saving them from roundups and execution. Tadeusz saw the brutality that the Jews received from Nazi soldiers and wanted to help and take action. When the ghetto was set up, all non-Jewish Poles were ordered to move out so the district could not be controlled. Therefore, he was supposed to leave because he was not Jewish and the area was designated strictly for Jews. But instead, he bribed the guards so he could secretly stay and help save countless of Jewish lives. Tadeusz used his high position in the ghetto as an advantage to stay at the ghetto and help Jews through his underground pharmacy.
After many days of Tadeusz helping the Jews, in March 1943, the German SS and police surrounded the area and carried out the liquidation of the ghetto by deporting most of the remaining Jews to concentration and extermination camps. Many were sent to Auschwitz and Plaza. The liquidation of the ghetto marked the end of Jewish life in the ghetto. Joseph Lipschutz, a survivor of the ghetto, talks about his experience of the liquidation in an interview. The following morning, SS came with guns drawn and looked around, and I was the closest to the door. And when they pulled the gun, they said, "Did you help him to escape?" I'd uncover my sheet, whatever I was covered with, and I had a bandage that big. And I said in German, I spoke German well at the time. I said, "I cannot get out of bed. How could I have helped him?" And he put the gun back in. Joseph Lipschutz was a survivor of the ghetto and highlighted the harsh reality that the Jewish people had to face during the liquidation of the ghetto. This goes to show the importance of the Jewish people having a place to give them a sense of security and safety like the pharmacy.
In the later parts of 1943, near the end of the war, in the Krakow Ghetto, tensions were high. The Nazis had just liquidated the ghetto, and cleanup crews had entered the ghetto. Tadeusz Pankiewicz remained operating the pharmacy. The pharmacy was converted from a safe space for Jews into a cafe for the cleanup crews. Pankiewicz kept the spirits of the Jewish people up, keeping religious items and having records which ensured that their family members were alive and well. After the war, Pankiewicz returned to his work as a pharmacist, and he also served as a prosecution witness at the Nuremberg trials.
Tadas Pankiewicz, his associates, and the pharmacy should be memorialized because of the immense risks they took through their actions and the courage they displayed to protect Jewish people. Despite the risks, he still did what was right in the moment, using bravery and morals in his strong, selfless actions. Later on, Tadas was recognized by Yad Vashem as righteous among the nations and was honored. He proved that small acts of resistance against Nazi cruelty did not always involve violence or weapons, rather small acts of defiance. Years later, after the war, Tadas stated in an interview, "What I was doing should be done by every decent person. I'm not trying to be some kind of hero," showing the strong morality that Tadas possessed. Tadas demonstrated human decency by risking his own life to help the Jews. And at a time when cruelty was common practice, he chose moral courage over his personal safety.